Open your eyes in 3, 2, 1.
In this scene, from one of the best-known plays of this type, you play Spot. He enters and speaks.
My name is Annie-B Parson, and I'm the co-artistic director of Big Dance Theater. So the characters of the show is the company, and we are confronting this 350-year-old testament of what life was like at that time in the 17th century. It's the most comprehensive description of life then, and it's always interesting. It's a palimpsest in a sense.
I am Cynthia Hopkins.
Aaron Maddox.
I am Courtney Rutherford.
I'm Paul Lazar, and I'm auditioning for the role of Paul Lazar. And I don't know what that part is, but I'm really interested in playing it.
Those are the characters, and then within that, they're going to address this diarist whose name is Samuel Pepys.
I am Samuel Pepys.
I am Samuel Pepys.
I am Samuel Pepys.
Our interest was more his personal life and his artistic sensibilities. Or I don't know if they're even artistic, but his sensibilities. And Pepys' wife, Elizabeth, is also a key figure.
I am Elizabeth.
The only way that we actually know who Elizabeth Pepys is through her husband, which is, not a very reliable narrator. So part of my work on the piece was to write for her. That language, because I'm not a writer, I'm more of a gatherer, came from 1960s, really far out, really circular thinking of female writers at that time. And we also express who she is through dancing.
1st of January, 1660.
Mrs. Pierce is still very pretty, but paints red on her face, which makes me hate her.
Pepys had an orderly way of being in the world, and the structure of his life was as important to him as oxygen.
He writes about what he ate, what he saw, what he felt. He definitely writes about his emotional life, not with a lot of self-awareness, but with a lot of detail. Whereas I wanted her to feel like her thinking was in a completely different shape than his. And then there's the character of Margaret Cavendish, who is a playwright from the 17th century.
I am Margaret Cavendish.
And Margaret Cavendish wrote a lot, but she wasn't published, of course, because she's a woman. She wrote what they called closet plays, meaning this will never be performed, so we'll just call it a closet play.
Margaret Cavendish became a kind of beacon for us to lead us into the worlds that were more dark and shadowy at that time.
There's things about her work that is so radical feminist. I got really excited. So I'm reading this play, I'm like, this is it, we're gonna do this play, it's gonna be a play within a play. And then I come upon the part that seems, from the male perspective, and I look at the footnote and it says, written by her husband. And I'm like, Paul, oh my God. He finished her play for her. This sucks. What are we gonna do,
Scrolling forward 4 centuries, Sam is very much what we would now call a mansplainer.
Pepys' diary, however million pages, is 10 years worth of daily entries. Each entry is followed by an extensive commentary by the annotators.
I am an annotator.
Online there's hundreds and hundreds of pages of commentators, and they really geek out on every single entry because they love to correct each other and inform each other and send things to each other, and it's a huge community.
Indeed, Bess was 14 when she married Sam. 14. So that is statutory by today's standards.
There's a discourse between the current moment and the 17th century moment, and somehow the clash between those two worlds produced for us a kind of third thing where the contemporary and the 17th century start to interact in a way that doesn't specify in a given moment whether you're in the one or in the other.
So we have clothes in the room and we have music in the room from the beginning, and everything is happening at once. So our room looks really busy and really messy and a little bit hard to tease out exactly how to answer your question. Sorry.